Good morning, SES family. This is Chef Bobby again, coming from his home. This is
Jude, 7 years old, 4 feet 8, originally from Gelatin.
Again, this is my assistant. He's my son. Today we're going to make a flavored pound cake. But the funny thing about this pound cake is it's flavored with gelatin. Today I'm going to use orange gelatin, so we're going to make an orange pound cake.
Actually, orange jello pound cake.
Okay, orange jello pound cake. So the first thing you're going to have to do is wash your hands. Did you wash your hands? I washed my hands. So the second thing we're going to do is we're going to preheat our oven. We're going to preheat our oven to 325 degrees.
That's what she said last time.
Yes, it's still the same. 325 degrees. I got it preheated. I actually just preheated before I turned the phone on.
Make sure it's not Celsius, it's Fahrenheit.
That's right, correct. Good job, buddy. So what we're going to do first is we are going to get all our ingredients. We need a box of yellow cake mix, our gelatin, 4 eggs, and 2/3 cup of water. Okay?
And also some
vegetable oil, yes.
And also some of this.
Some cooking spray. We're going to use that first. We're going to take and we're going to spray the inside of our pan.
My dad uses Pam, so you don't need to use Pam. You can use like anything.
Yeah, you can use vegetable shortening if you'd rather do that, or you can take your vegetable oil, put it on a paper towel, give a fair amount, or put it in a bowl and dip it in there, and then just rub that around your pan. Today we're using a loaf pan, just a regular bread loaf pan. So I'm going to go ahead and spray it.
Can I tell him this is gluten-free version?
No. Well, yeah, we are using gluten-free cake mix because this is the second video we've tried to do. So I'm going to make this batch for my wife, who has a gluten allergy.
And also, she's my mom, not my stepmom.
Okay, so I'm going to give a little more spray in here.
Okay.
Can be a little tricky.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got our spray,
Really hard.
and then we are going to add our cake mix. So I'm going to put the cake mix right, ooh, just drop the bag in there. Cake mix right in the bowl.
Him, Dad. That's him. Let show you them. SW code.
No. So then we're going to add our orange gelatin.
Yeah.
Make sure you get it all in there. You got it all in there? Alright, so let's go ahead and stick that back in the cake mix box. He's trying to give out a switch code so that everybody can join him on the switch, but we're not going to do that because we're baking today.
As our friends.
Okay.
Well, I can show them at the end of the video if you would like it.
No, we're not going to share that. So then I have 2/3 cup of water in here. Okay, 2/3, guys, remember, is the 2/3. Okay, right there. I'm holding it crooked, so it looks like it's less. But it's 2/3 cup of water. And we're going to put that right in with our dry ingredients. Yep, it's a little orange.
It's red.
Well, it'll be orange once we mix it all up. And then we are going to do our 4 eggs. Remember, as I always tell you, you're going to put your 4 eggs, you're going to crack them into a bowl. Because if you got eggshells in it, you'll be able to see the eggshells, you'll be able to get them out before putting it in your cake and making it crunchy, which nobody likes crunchy bread, or no, pound cake. That's right, we're doing pound cake. So I'm going to go ahead and crack them open. Just crack it and then put your 2 fingers on either side of the crack and pull them open. Okay?
Well, actually, we can maybe do a 4 bonus episode, and I can say.
Stop. So then you're going to do 4 of them. When you get really good, you can crack them with one hand. Okay? But don't practice that when you're working on a cake or you may get a lot of shells in there. So again, let me go over the way every beginner should do it. You're going to tap the egg on the side of the bowl, put your fingers on either side of the crack, pull it apart. Okay?
I I gag just looking at
Yes,
that.
Jude's got a very sensitive stomach. All right, so you're going to add that to your mix.
And tongue. And tongue.
And tongue. All right, so then we're going to go ahead. Oh, vegetable oil.
Yeah.
Again, it's 2/3 cup of vegetable oil.
Veggie oil. Wait, can I do it? Dip it?
I'll tell you when to stop, okay?
Okay.
You gotta do it nice and slowly.
Okay.
Oh my.
Well, that was a real pain in the butt.
Jude.
This is a real pain in the butt.
Stop. You ready? Nice and slow. Slow down. Little more. Little more. Good. Great job, buddy. Remember, this is 2/3, which is the 2/3.
Dump
We're
it!
gonna dump it in. Yes, we are. And I'm going to use my bowl to put this
This looks like
measuring cup in so it doesn't drip all over my table.
A little bit of a lot of yellow.
And the fun thing about this is you can use any Jell-O you want. You can use strawberry, cherry, lemon.
Blue raspberry sounds weird.
This sounds nasty. But what you're going to do is you're going to then, the fun thing is that it turns just a tint of that color. I'm sure if you use the red or the blue or purple, it'll be a little darker.
And a little
But
bit
the lime
feisty.
and the lime, lemon, and orange will just give you a little tint of that color. So forgive me, it's going to be a little loud. I got to use my mixer.
Take that out this time.
Jude's giving me a little entertainment while I was mixing everything up. Nice dancer. So then I'm going to take again and I'm going to just put these beaters right in my measuring cup that's in my bowl so that way it doesn't drip everywhere. So there we go. Our batter is done.
It's like a lighter yellow.
It's a very light yellow, almost. It is kind of like an orange, almost like a peach color. So
Yeah, it does look peach.
okay, can you grab a spoon, buddy?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to use a spoon just to scrape off the side when we pour it in the pan, just so that it doesn't get everywhere. Thank you, buddy.
Spoon.
And consider, well, since this is a bread pan, we're just gonna fill it about halfway. That way, when it rises, it won't flood over into your oven. So I'm gonna fill it halfway. Oh, there we
It
go.
looks like zigzags when you pour it in.
It does, and that's because it looks like it's layering over top of each other as you put it in, because I did it in the center. We're having a dance party here today, apparently. Stop. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I personally like to tap when I'm making a pound cake. It helps get some of the air bubbles out. Okay. So we got that. We're going to put it in our preheated oven. Usually it takes longer because it tells you to use a smaller or a larger pan. But since we're using a loaf pan, it's going to take about a half hour, maybe 25 minutes. So go ahead and set your timer for 25 minutes, and then you're going to check and see if it's done. You're going to do that by taking a toothpick or maybe a butter knife. Sometimes I'll use a butter knife when I have no toothpicks. And you're just going to put it in the center of the, come on, slide in so you're in here. You're going to slide it into the center, and if it comes out clean, maybe one or two little crumbles on it, or then it's done. If you put it in and it comes out like with batter on it, then it's not done. Throw it back in. I'll usually do maybe 5 or 10 minute increments, and then check it every so often to make sure that it's not going to be overcooked. And then you're going to pull it out of your oven. You're going to let it cool completely before you try to get it out of the pan. And then you can just put a plate over top of your pan and turn it over. It should fall right out if you do it correctly. So guys, that is our video for today. Jello pound cake. Give it a try. It's really tasty. I used to make it for my friends at a camp I used to work with. I did it for a few years for the folks that used to work with me. Is that it?
Yep.
We're not sharing our switch code.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not. Stop.
We'll make a bonus video.
No. So, you guys have a great day. We miss you so much, and we can't wait to see your faces again. Again, this is Chef Bobby signing off from his house.
And also Jude Mahoney, his son, 7 years old, 4 feet 8, originally from the NMD.
All right, guys. Again, I miss you. Have a great day. Bye-bye. And my remote's not working. Jude, can you turn that off? This is